Hello, welcome back to the Universal Action Rabbit introductory screencast series, and we're going to be going over how to create a class filter. So from your account dashboard, you're going to navigate to My Tools here, and you're going to go to Create New Tool, and under Create New Tool, you're going to select Class Filter, and I will name this It's a Great Day. That's going to be the name of the class filter. We'll click Create Tool, and we'll be brought to this kind of canvas, this area where we build our class filter. Now, by default, you'll notice that there's a first step in the filter, and the filter works in a series of steps. So it starts with a step and moves to the next step, and the idea is to never offer a parent, guardian, enrollee um, a set of options that don't lead anywhere. So you're only going to be showing them 100% what you have at your class. And you're going to be doing it in a manner that makes sense. Um, so you don't have to show all your locations if you have multiple locations, multiple org IDs, however your school is set up. In this example here, there are there's two org IDs and there's three different locations. I'm just going to be working with this final location. If the filter ever detects that there's only one location, it's just going to skip over that step because there's no reason to select a step that only has one option. So more frequently than not, we're going to find here that schools have their category schemes set up where step one is a program. So we're going to say select a program and then choose program. So this is what the um, directions of the step are, and then this is what the button of each option is in that step. And I'm going to say show all categories because by default, it's only going to show the categories associated with this organization ID and this location within the organization ID. But let's say for some reason you had some seasonal stuff that you didn't want to put in this filter. You could come in here and you could say omit these categories and just check off whatever you don't want showing up there. In this case, I'm going to say show all categories, and I'm going to go to category 2, and I will say, select type / level. And I will just say choose. You could do the same. You can only include some, or you can omit a few, whatever makes sense for you in each of these steps. Also, let me just clear these out. I'll show you another popular way. A lot of schools do it. They add an age step in here. So we'll say, hey, choose a location, choose an age, and we'll say, I don't know, 0 to, let's say 2, and let's say 3 to 5, and then we can say 6. You could just say 6, and we can say 7, 8, and then let's say that's where it is, and for us it's going to be 9 and over. All right, so those are going to be your options, right? So a lot of times schools will do that. They'll say, hey, either pick a program, pick an age, or pick an age, pick a program, and then it'll show you all the different program options. And then the user can take the liberty on themselves to go ahead and modify the filters to further find something. We're not going to do that in this example. We're going to go back to the what I had before. So it's going to be select category and select category 2. I'm not going to customize the names. I've already explained that. And then the filter is only complete when we display a result. So we have to put this display result in here. So by default, it's going to allow you to select a tool type, either a default type of tool that you have. So all the tools have a default, or they have a custom tool that you've created previously. I'm just going to select this Buffy's calendar tool that I created for an example a while ago, and that's going to be the default view. And then I'm going to add a display, and it is going to be this camp table that I made in a prior video. And I'm going to display that when we say category 1 is equal to summer camp 2026. Okay, so I know that it's quite conventional for parents and users when they're looking at a table. You can present the start date and end date, especially when it starts in the future. Enrollment starts in the future. Hey, that's not coming up for a handful of months, but we're going to start the enrollment either now or in a month or two. We still want to put that up so people know that that's coming, but we don't want to play it, display it in that standard weekly calendar format because that's mostly for ongoing classes that take place, the same days every week, etc. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and save this, and then I'm going to get to preview. Excuse me. And so by default, the class filter, it renders in these buttons. And if you click this, it's just going to give you a little bit more information. Like these are explainers, and you can write a bunch of stuff under these or in association with these. So it'll give you an image. You can put an explanation here. Really, the goal is to try to have no user kind of confused about what the enrollment process is and provide as much information as they need, only when they need it, which frees up your front desk administrative staff from answering the phone, 87 times a day answering similar questions. I'm going to click Visual Preferences up here, and I'm going to change the display mode to Images. Okay, and I'm going to save that. And notice how this is our step 1, but still we're not choosing a location. It took that step out because we're only opting to show one location. Okay, so I'm going to go back here and I'm going to click Gymnastics, and I'm going to click Beginner Gymnastics, and there it went ahead and rendered this tool. Okay, so the settings here are whatever we set this tool's settings to be, and you can have as many tools as you want and display it however you like. This has a multi-student option. So here we're looking at the gymnastics options that we specified. I'm going to click Add Student, and I'm going to look at, let's see here, gymnastics for 5. So all of these they're all in alignment here. Beautiful. So I'm going to go back. And I'm going to come right back here. Now I'm going to opt to select summer camp. And I'm going to come back to summer camp. And lo and behold, it loaded in a different way, right? So it loaded in a different way that shows the start date and end date, start time and end time of these summer camps. So I can see that this summer camp actually starts June 22nd, and this has been listed by default chronologically in ascending format, which makes most sense to most users, right? This is the one that starts the earliest, and this is the one that starts the latest. Now, all of these tools, if I go ahead and close this, and I go to find that tool, which is camp table. There it is. We're brought over here. I've told it that I want it to be sorted by start date and time in ascending format, and that's exactly what I got here. So the class filter really puts you in the driver's seat for how this functions. You can include one on every page. Let's say you had category pages or specific pages. It works well in a lot of context. All right.